Good, how you doing? Hello. Hello. Okay.
Sounds good.
Hello. Hello, 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 hello. 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 Okay.
Ta-da. Hola, Jenny.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good, good to see you.
Have a good time up in Canada?
Yeah. Yeah, it was great fun. Yeah, Montreal. Gina had a conference. Yeah.
All right. It's 11:02. Do you know where your children are?
I'm not saying it.
All right. Good morning. I'm not.
Okay.
Do you want to test it?
I just want to hear it.
All right. We'll turn it on then. Tom wants to be turned on. That's not my department. You check? You check? Hello, hello? You good? All right. We will start that again in a minute. All right, take two. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Central Texas, where we think more expansively, love more completely, and live more joyously. Woohoo! We want a whole lot more of that. All right. Thank you to Clark for a wonderful meditation. I hope he got me so deep, I hope I was not snoring. But nobody elbowed me on the side, so I think it was all right. But that was nice. And we got more fun and frivolity. Let's start by saying our opening affirmation on the top of page 4, to come together in consciousness, and it says, "We believe that there is an infinite power and wisdom that creates everything. We are expressions of this same power and wisdom. The thoughts, beliefs, and expectations we entertain with the most energy become our experience of life. When we change our energy and our attention, our experience changes to match." And we would like to thank Tom for his contribution. And if you ever want to know where Tom gets anything, it's from the Assistance League Austin, which will now be called.
We don't know.
Oh, okay. It's going to get a new name. It's going to be the same thing. But he brought, just to make sure I had some material, he brought a dad joke thing, and just.
I don't always tell dad jokes. Sometimes I tell them to other people too.
Okay. I don't always tell dad jokes. Sometimes I tell them to other people too. Yeah, you have to be close enough to hear, I guess. We can put the microphone on it. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good not hearing. Yeah. Let's go over a couple of announcements. There were no birthdays on the list. Anybody birthday in it today?
Sister's birthday.
Your sister's birthday. It was Eeyore's birthday. Willie.
Willie is on Tuesday.
All right, let's hear it. And today, April the 27th, we are celebrating Samuel Morris, who made a code, Sergio Prokofiev, one of my favorite composers, Jack Klugman, who was an odd couple, Connie Clay, Connie Kay, great old jazz drummer, Coretta Scott King, who helped Martin, and Casey Kasem, who started the damn top 40, which I think put us down a notch, but It's all right. There's a lot of other ways to find music. You won't know the name Jim Keltner, but he's a hometown Tulsa drummer who played with Clapton, Harrison, Leon, pretty much everybody, and was on many records you would recognize. Paul Fraley, anybody?
Sounds familiar.
You said it. No, who said it? Oh, you said it. I'm sorry. You're throwing your ventriloquisting in your voice. Yes, he was in Kiss. Yeah, Ace Frehley. Sheena Easton, Patrick Stump, who you won't maybe recognize that name, but anywhere you've been in the last 4 years, you've heard of Fall Out Boy. He's the singer for them. And Lizzo, lots of fun music there. Our Thursday book club continues, or I should say it starts this Thursday. We're doing the Bhagavad Gita, the simplified English version for us simplified English folk. And it's very clear to read. The first week we'll just read pages 1 through 16. So it's very easy, just kind of the setup of it all. So join us on Zoom platform. It's in your email. I'll get, if somebody remind me, I'll put it up on the website so it's accessible. And did I send you that link, Michael? I think I did. No, okay. Well, then remind me and I'll send it to you. That calls for...
Butcher who backed into his meat grinder.
What?
You could say he got a little behind in his work.
Never mind, you don't want... You waited too long for the punch.
That's enough.
All right, Tom.
Let me take one.
Take away, Walton. All right, and now we'd like to invite Clark to come up and do an opening reading and treatment.
Thank you, Walt. Today's reading comes from the newly out Science of Mind magazine for May and June 2025. For May, it's Raise Your Voice. And this article is, does this stuff even work, right? Is by Jesse Jennings, and he's one of my favorite Science of Mind writers. I love the way he expresses things. And this is a short little quote from Does This Stuff Even Work? He says, any intention carried into prayer rebounds on the one praying. That is the great leveler, more effective than any enforced moral code or creed. We get back what we give out, often multiplied. Verifies what we say here very often, doesn't it? So let's take that into this moment, this perfect moment. Just knowing the truth about who and what we really are. We are the presence and perfection of Spirit in action. And we are surrounded by this presence, this all-knowing, that exists everywhere, and the only true power. The only other powers are the ones we create and give our attention to. But there's only one, and we are expressions of that. And we have that within us. We have all the substantive qualities of Spirit within us. And what we put out, we get back in return multiplied abundantly. So let's keep in mind a stillness, an acceptance, an allowance that projects out from us to all that we meet, including experiences. And we meet them with a level mind, an idle state, a neutral state of observance, objectivity, and acceptance. And this is our peace. That is one of the substantive qualities. And the power that we have lets that peace be that part of us that we express most often. So I give thanks for all that we learn here, all that we become, all that we are, all that we express, and knowing that we are individualized expressions of divine creative intelligence and always expanding our understanding and awareness. And I give thanks for all of that and all the laws, the metaphysical laws that are put into action by not only this word, but all of our thoughts move that law. Let us be grateful for that and realize it, recognize it, and use it to our benefit and abundance. And with that gratitude, I release this word completely to law, knowing that the law corresponds perfectly to what has been given in this moment, and that this word is already so in the mind of the divine. So with love and gratitude, I release this completely, and so it is now. And it's now my pleasure to introduce our musician for today, Miss Jenny Reynolds, everyone.
Thanks for having me today. I'm going to begin with a song called Exhale. Lonely aging woman says her troubles come in threes. Every time she gets to two, she prays the rosary. Days turn into months, punch a clock, pay your bills. One day she decided to forget to take her pills. And for every ounce of worry and all that she believes, she never felt the glory of the sound of the wind blowing through the leaves. For all that breathing, don't you wanna let it out somehow? For all that breathing in, don't you wanna let it out somehow? He's up against her bumper, he can tell she knows he's there. She's got bad eyes, but he wants to fly, and he really don't care. He works rotating tires, sweaty shirt and greasy hands. He's hot and tired, and he ain't wired to give a goddamn. His radio's rocking, she slows to make the curve. The people on the sidewalk say he never even swerved, he just flew through the air. For all that breathing in, don't you wanna let it out somehow? For all that breathing in, don't you wanna let it out somehow? I work and fight, I try to meet the plans I made. I make every destination just in time to wish I'd stayed. Where I can't stop the motion, feel the earth, smell the wind. Things are never over when I want them to begin. Taste the sweetest honey, soft from every tear, hanging on to stories that echo in my ears so they won't fade. For all that breathing in, don't you wanna let it out somehow? For all that breathing in, don't you wanna let it out somehow? wanna let it out somehow? For all that breathing, don't you wanna let it out somehow?
And now,
I'm running away.
beautiful thing.
I was going to get my water, but I already got my water. All right. All right. Thank you, Jenny. Should be back. All right, good deal.
Are you on, Walt?
I am not on. I'm about to be on. While we're waiting, no. Please, no. Larger donations mean fewer dad jokes. You know, this week Kim was asking me why I speak so softly in the house. She's having trouble hearing me. I said, because I think Jeff Bezos is listening. And she laughed, then I laughed, then Alexa laughed. All right, this morning I want to look at the beauty of life. Beauty, that what is beautiful is individual to each and every one of us. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, we're told. Meaning that what works and excites one may not work or excite for another. One man's trash is another man's treasure, that's right. As the Assistants League has so fittingly find out. That's also the name of the first Jody Grind album, the band that I was in Atlanta. Collector's item, that thing is. Now, I don't even think I have one. So we'll see. But St. Augustine reminds us, since love grows within you, so beauty grows. For love is the beauty of the soul. Love is the beauty of the soul. And beauty has no single definition. It's different for each and every one of us. Webster reminds us that beauty is a combination of qualities such as shape, color, or form that pleases the aesthetic senses, especially the sight. Now, I had a memory as I started this talk this week that I had spoken about beauty recently. And I went back and looked, and voila, look, there it was. I did speak about beauty about 2 years ago in March, even titled the talk, strangely enough, The Beauty of Life. Now, I am not giving that same talk, please understand. I didn't even look at it, although I did review the quotes, and I'm reusing one of those quotes because it's just too perfect not to use. And I can't give the same talk because my understanding of life, like everything else, is different now than it was back then. How I see things is different now than it was back then. How I relate to things is different than it was back then. And some of what I identified as beautiful back then still seems beautiful. But the depth and the beauty I see in life is different now than it was then. The thing about spiritual growth and understanding is that you can go back to that previous paragraph as what's different now than compared to back then, and substitute any word that you want and slide it in for the word beauty, and it would still make sense. Or at least as much sense as the previous paragraph made in the first place. Our founder, Dr. Holmes, shares, give thyself to truth, beauty, and love, but realize they are not three, but one. Fuse the seeming parts into the whole and attain everlasting bliss. See, beauty is seen in the relationship of the parts into the whole. Being able to see the connection, the symmetry, the organization that we can never see when we're so myopic in our focus on the particular part itself. Only by stepping back and seeing the bigger picture can we see the whole. And then stepping back and seeing that even that whole in particular is still inside of another whole on out into infinity. Now here's the thing, and there's really no getting around it. We all want to know. We are all seekers. We all want to find understanding. We want to get answers to our lifelong questions. And as we pursue that knowledge and acquire it, we find bits and pieces of it here and there. But too often we wait to commit until we have the whole picture, every piece of the puzzle filled in. Like we'll wait for so much else. We'll wait, we'll postpone our commitment or our continued effort until there's no possible risk at all. Because we fear losing something. Whether what we fear losing is tangible or whether what we fear losing is intangible, it doesn't matter. We're afraid of losing something nonetheless. But truth is shining through in everything when we do the things and we pursue the level of thinking that gets us and keeps us available to it. H.G. Wells, a great writer, shares, beauty is in the heart of the beholder, not just the eye. So that brings up the question, what about those environments, those interactions, those people with whom we can't even seem to get close to seeing beauty? It's not that beauty isn't there, because beauty is omnipresent. It's just that we're not tuned into the beauty that is. And that means that beauty's not in the forefront of our attention or our perception, or forefront enough to be prevalent in our perspective and our expression. Beauty, like every other quality of the divine, is wherever we go because we bring it with us. And beauty shows up when we show up. To be able to see something, it has to resonate with us in some way, in something within us, at some level. We can't see beauty when our mind and our energy and our resources are directed towards hate and separation, that us versus them thing. I can't send plague and pestilence towards somebody else without choosing to spend that exact same amount of time, energy, attention, and resources experiencing that exact same amount of plague and pestilence ourselves. And when we start objectively observing ourselves, we'll start to notice that even when we can say, yeah, ego justifies the sending of that plague and pestilence to those people, it doesn't change that we still experience it, and we're instructing our subconscious mind to bring more of the same to our attention. So on the other side of the coin, when we send love and compassion and encouragement towards somebody else, guess what happens? We're choosing to invest that same amount of time, energy, attention, and resources, experiencing that same amount of love, compassion, encouragement, and beauty. That's why love is always the answer. Even when it doesn't seem possible, even when it doesn't seem significant or sufficient enough, even when it doesn't seem remotely possible. Actually, that's especially when love is the answer. Learning to lean into love and beauty, compassion and encouragement when we don't feel like it is the very definition of spiritual growth and spiritual maturity. Dr. Holmes goes on, he says, how much life, abundance, goodness, truth, and beauty can we mentally entertain? This is the measure of our possible experience. This is the mold of acceptance. So the real question of the day becomes, what is the mold of our acceptance? Because we are always creating a mold with our consciousness, with our beliefs, with our expectations, and life is always filling that bowl. Look at that. You even have one right there. You can put this meditating Sasquatch in there. It's all good. But what mold of acceptance are we creating and maintaining? And now you're free to change that mold at any time you so choose. But we are always creating and maintaining a mold of acceptance. So when we expand our understanding of anything, it starts to help us see more of that same thing. By focusing on something, say beauty for the purposes of this morning. By focusing on something, we're instructing our subconscious mind that this particular thing is important to us. So it sifts and it sorts all the data, all the information, all the possibility, all the ideas coming at us from all the different ways and platforms that it comes at us and brings the most relevant to our attention. The really good news is we don't have to micromanage the subconscious to do this. It's hardwired into us and it does it automatically. And always, I believe if something's hardwired into us, there's a divine reason for it. It's so we can effectively and efficiently and intelligently allocate our resources to what matters and is what's most meaningful to us in this moment. And that's why we're able to turn on a dime and head in a completely different direction than we're going anytime we so choose. Confucius shares, everything has beauty, but not everyone sees it. Everything has beauty, but not everyone sees it. What's the old thing? I believe it when I see it, right? Which it comes from needing something tangible in order to proceed with something. Yeah, life works that way occasionally, but I tend to observe and interpret that more often than not, I've got more work to do on my side than life has to do on its side. I have to work on my understanding of something. I have to start processing something. I have to sit with that idea long enough to acclimate to it before it starts to come into focus and seem like less of a risk. Not because life demands that it happen that way, but because I need to convince myself that it's so, for myself to accept it as so. Which is why our spiritual practice of spiritual mind treatment is so relevant and powerful and effective. Because what we're doing in spiritual mind treatment is convincing ourselves that it is so on multiple levels and in significant and dramatic ways. So instead of I'll believe it when I say it, it's I'll see it when I believe it. Need to make sure I got that one. Yeah, we have to suss it out to some degree on some level to be able to comprehend it and identify it when it shows up. We have to do the things and pursue the level of thinking that gets us close enough to perceive it and then be able to engage it, believe that we're successful in our engagement of it. Not that it's in any particular location, not that it's in any particular activity or expression, but that we make ourselves and we keep ourselves present and aware and open enough to start to see it all around us. And the funny thing is, once you start to see it, you can't not see it all around you. You start saying, whoa, there it is. Oh, wait, there it is. No, there it is, there it is, there it is. And the more we see it around us, we start to see it within us, and we start to see it within all those around us as well. Dr. Holmes goes on, he says, there's a laughter of God, let's laugh it. There's a song of the universe, let's sing it. There's a hymn of praise, let's praise it. There's a joy of beauty. There's a deep abiding peace, let's experience it. So this week I want to challenge you with something. You ready? Good. Glad y'all are all ready. I want to offer you a practice. Something I've been doing recently that has really opened my eyes, as it were. And if the idea of a practice is too big of a commitment for you, think of it as just a little project you're doing, okay? However you want to frame it. I'm only asking for the next few days. I wouldn't ask, believe me, I wouldn't begin to dream of asking for something as massive as the next 7 days. So no, that's a lot, okay? But play at the level of your comfort. Just remember and remind each other that all lasting and significant and sustainable change happens inside or outside of our comfort zone. Outside, thank you, Mike. Outside of our comfort zone. So, for the next, fill in the blank to your comfort level, days, when you are out for a walk, and do we all walk every single day?
Yep.
Every single day. I don't care if you consider that exercise or you got a dog that's got to go pee and poop. We're all walking somewhere. We move between point A and we move to point B. And when we move our bodies, we typically walk. Even if point A is the front door and point B is the car or the mailbox. It doesn't have to be a long thing. Even if point A is the couch and point B is the bathroom or the kitchen. We move our bodies, so we're all walking this week, yes or yes?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely we are. So the next time you're walking, I want you to do this spiritual practice, encourage you to do this spiritual practice of combining that movement with a centering thought. Okay, of course you can use anything you want to use, but for the purposes of this morning, about what I'm about to suggest, it works. If you choose to use something else other than the word I'm going to tell you to do, it works the same. It works just as well, it's just as effective, and it demonstrates the operation of your subconscious mind just as clearly. Combine that movement of your feet with the repetition of a single word. And I don't know, I'm just thinking maybe what's a good word we could use today?
Beautiful.
Beauty. How about beauty?
But
Beauty. Well, you can use love too, but let's stick with beauty for the time being. Okay. So y'all are too creative and just there it is. The word of the day is beauty. So it goes a little something like this. Okay. Beauty. 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 And if you really want to get exponential on it, say beauty. Yes. Beauty. Yes. Beauty. Yes. Okay. Now, every step you repeat beauty. And then start to objectively observe where your energy and your attention and your eye is drawn toward. Okay? It may be something other than the vibrant pink flower in the grass. It may be something different than the azure sky over your head. Okay? It may be, you may start seeing the symmetry of nature's design. It may be something completely different. It doesn't matter. Again, just observe how your subconscious mind is paying attention and brings to your attention a variety of things and demonstrations and manifestations that alert you to the presence of. Start to notice how much beauty there is around you, all around you. Whether you're on the trail by the lake, whether you're on the trail off in the woods by Barton Creek, whether you're, in the middle of downtown, whether you're at the mall or in a store somewhere, you can do this, okay? The particulars of what you will look at and what your eye will be drawn to as you affirm beauty will be different in each one of those locations. But notice the more important part of the practice and the reason for the exercise is for you to observe how you instruct your subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind automatically responds and delivers. And you will be amazed, but the longer you pay attention, the longer you see it, you'll see it's really not that amazing. It's just cause and effect, causing and effecting, just like everything else does. And the cool thing is you don't have to manufacture or maintain this system, this operation. It's going on all the time, all around and within you. And it's going on all around and within everyone else around you. And it's going on all around and within everyone that came before you and everyone that's going to come after you. Okay? That's really cool. So get started as soon as you walk out of here today. Don't say wait till tomorrow morning to do this. Okay? You can do this as you walk out of here in the lobby. Okay? And what are you going to be doing? You're going to be affirming beauty with every step. Okay? Every physical movement. And just watch the beauty that you start to notice, but also all the good and love and creativity that starts and keeps happening now and next. And so it is. Now, all right. Thank you very much. That calls for a dad joke. No. From? All right, let's look at our weekly affirmation. The little cards that have it on there are over there by the door. If you want to take one of those with you, you can. But let's read this together. And it says, I find beauty in any place or situation, for as an individualization of the divine, I bring it with me. Once I start seeing around around me. It resonates with the beauty inherently within me. That exchange of frequency expands and beauty is suddenly seen everywhere and in everything. Youth. All right. Sorry. One typo. And we've lost the whole meaning of the idea, but it's all right. Maybe we have. It was a beautiful typo. All right, let's give ourselves the gift of our good attention. Maybe take a deep breath or two, or close your eyes, or reposition your physical form and allow yourself to get present in this beautiful moment. Recognize the beauty that is within you is eternal and inherent because it's a quality of the divine, and the divine is everywhere equally present, omniactive. Every person, place, and thing, every activity, every interaction, it's all contains beauty. And when we start paying attention to that beauty, we start realizing just how much more of it there is within us and around us, within the people around us, the nature around us, but it's also happening within us because we bring beauty with us wherever we go. What happens is we start to vibrate at that frequency of beauty, and then we start seeing everything else that's vibrating at that frequency of beauty. And we start seeing that frequency of beauty vibrating in everything and in everyone. And we're reminded that it's everywhere and it's in everything when we keep ourselves available to it, and keep ourselves clear and open and present enough to see it. We've done that this morning with our ideas we've discussed and considered. We do that throughout our entire life, and we do that throughout the rest of this day and the rest of this week as we continue the spiritual practice of just walking and repeating the word beauty. And as we do that this week, we can change the word next week to love. And there's plenty of other great words we can fill in the blank with. The practice is flexible, but the practice is powerful and impactful at the same time. As simple as it is. We love this wonderful teaching in all the ways it shows up to remind us of the spiritual laws that we are directing all the time. And we realize how that the law of cause and effect responds to us immediately in this moment with whatever we choose to give it to work with. And we can change what we choose to give it to work with, and it reflects that back to us immediately in tangible ways, new ideas, new possibilities, and new interactions. We love this wonderful community of like-minded individuals that love and support each other in all the ways we get to do that throughout the week. And we love this beautiful day and this beautiful life, this beautiful city, and this beautiful time together this morning. Loving it all, we appreciate it with deep joy and celebrate the great changes that have started and that continue as we continue with these ideas and expand upon them and allow them to deepen in our consciousness, in our perception, in our interactions. Loving it all, we release it completely and let it be so, as we say together. And so it is now. All right. Now we come to the part of our time together where we support this wonderful work together. We take the value we receive from the world for the value we bring to the world, pass that along with love and appreciation. As we do this, let's say our giving affirmation on the middle of page 6. It says, divine love consecrates my gifts. They go forth to heal, to bless, and to prosper. They are evidence of my commitment. They do their good and perfect work and return to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is now. Now, Jenny, can you do a couple more songs for us? Sure. Are you playing anywhere we can come to see you?
Yeah. Well, my next local gig is actually Kerrville, the festival on June 3rd. Before that is Williams Night, which is a tribute to Hank and Lucinda Williams. It's at the Saxon Pub on May 13th. We raise money for the Sims Foundation. This year we've got Johnny Nicholas and Bruce Robinson playing and Holly Frost. Join us for that. They're all on my website, which is Ben Jones is playing. And Susanna Schaffel, who I think you said is next week, she's our MC. So she's going to play a song too. It's a killer list of folks, and I hope you'll join us. It's for a good cause, and it tends to just bring a whole lot of good people together too, which is great fun. Thank you. It is a great thing. It's our 13th annual, William, kind of annual. I had to skip a few years. So yeah, I thought I would play some songs that talk about nature and not so much about sad songs. Maybe avoid the ones that discuss failed relationships or what have you, or very down parts of life. So this is the title track of a record I put out in 2001. This is called Bet on the Wind. I bet on the wind to bring you back to me. I'd bet on the wind to bring you back to me, and I might be sure I might say it plain. I would bet on the wind, but I would believe the rain, and I'd wager the tide that you'd come back again. I would talk to the moon. We would guess about when, but I'd falter to learn what I'd been failing to see. I would wager the tide that you'd come back to me. God only knows, could you get him to say what dreams just won't come? Wish as I may, in a whole night of stars rain. think I play the next one now, right? The next song right now, right? Okay. So quick keyboard change, and then I think this is also from that same record. This is a song I wrote for my mom, and Mother's Day is coming up. So I think I'm going to try this one out. And this is called Sheet. She's got a way about her that's clothed in summer, grace and beauty. She knows no other way to be. You can see that's her heart there on her sleeve, and every road she walks is paved in memory. She takes her time. She is North Star steady when she wonders at the world. She is patient as a pearl. When I am lost, she reminds me that there's a light on down the hall and a picture on the wall. A place where an answer is there, and what do you see? You know that she's got every reason to doubt. She believes in all things saved on paper. I like her way, and I'm prone to watch her for every little thing she does. Notion just because else seasons move, and I can't forget her. Daylight to even fall, summer, spring, and fall. There is a place where an answer is there, and what do you see? You know that she's got every reason to doubt. She believes. Now I write it down and I say it loud. There's not a single thing that gets me down, and I have become inclined to forget my foggy mind. Let the seasons move, 'cause I can't forget her. Daylight to even fall, summer, spring, and fall. There is a place where an answer is there, and what do you see? You know that she's got every reason to doubt. She
Thank you, Jane.
All of us crying.
Oh, that's good. All right. Curious, your capo leaves the E string open?
Yeah, it's artificial drop D. You just
Oh,
raise everything
okay.
else. But the other one is a full strength.
Yeah. Probably somebody else uses it, but I'd never seen it before. So.
I used to get those Kaiser capos and use a hacksaw on them, and yeah, it's not so good. So.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. That's cool. Very good. All righty. Now we come to moments of gratitude and application of these principles in your life. I'd like to say that on to remind you that on this coming Saturday, the 3rd, at 2, there's a flyer over here, you can take a picture of it. 2:30 to 4:30, addresses on here. There's going to be a celebration of Ion Mott's life and his work. And then on Sunday from 12 to 2 at a different location at his studio, there's going to be an open house and he'll have his work for sale and do donation basis and whatnot.
It said that the profits that go from the art sale go to different creative,
To arts.
different artists.
Yeah.
So.
Different art
Yeah,
projects and
you
stuff.
could do that.
Yeah, so it's good. So that'll be, many of us will be there, so maybe we'll see you there. And then if you're downtown tomorrow night, you can come see the big band play in the Elephant Room. 19 people on that stage. It's a feat in and of itself. But that's a lot of fun we can have together. So enjoy that. Somebody else? Linda?
Well, this week I was thinking about how I could spread the beauty of what this philosophy has meant for me over about 45 years now. It's unbelievable. Yeah. And so I thought, I was reading, of course, the Science of Mind magazine is what we read every day. And I thought, I can share this magazine out into the world. And so when I went into, I renewed my subscription for another 2 years. I sent it to a former husband, and I sent it to my best friend from grade school. And we've reconnected on Facebook, so there's good Facebook. And her birthday's tomorrow, so I told her I could send her the Science of Mind magazine. And she was so excited. She said, "You won't believe this, but I actually had a thought that maybe you would send me a subscription." And she said, "A dream come true." But anyway, it's just, that's the beauty of this philosophy that it's made my life beautiful, truly beautiful.
And then nobody else can see this, but do you see the big bright green lizard on that tree outside? See it on the side?
Yes, I do.
It's got an orange thing that comes out of it. So why don't you open the window if you don't scare it? Everybody, go to the window. Well, I think that's great. There you go. Yes. All right. We know there's good and beauty and everything happening all around us. It's good. So for our opportunity for application in your life, start noticing what you consider beautiful, and then notice other things nearby that are close to that label. The wider your view, the more beauty you see in more ways than you originally could see it. All right. And next week, I'll be talking about the first day of the Golden Age. And our musician, as Jenny mentioned, is Susanna Schoffel. So you can come back and enjoy that. Join us for the Thursday book study. You can get the books over there. They're like $15, I think, or something like that. But it is, as I've said before, throughout my lifetime, I've tried 3 or 4 different times to read the English translations of the Bhagavad Gita, and I'd get partway into it and then just it was just too much. It's very dense, and there's just all these people and things going on. But he does a great job of just clearing. It's only 100 pages. We'll get through it in about 5 weeks, and it's very. When he says simplified English, he brings it down to my level, which is enjoyable for me. So I know it will be good for you too. All right. Anything else before we go? Oh, look, we still have extra time. We ran a little short today. So we don't have time for another talk, but we do have time for another collection. The roof needs fixing. We're going to save the geckos. Those aren't geckos. Those are like lizards. Anyway, whatever that thing. Anyway. So let's say our closing affirmation as we get ready to enjoy this beautiful day. And in the middle of page 7, it says, I am an expression of infinite divine creative intelligence. Knowing a joyful serenity awaits my recognition and acceptance. I take this moment to deepen my understanding that I am perfect, whole, complete, and dynamic. My soul is forever established in life, love, light, power, peace, beauty, and joy. I lift my eyes to the divine in me, in those around me, and in all of life. I walk out into the world with an uplifted heart and a mind open to the infinite creativity of all life. And so it is. Now, and what I'd like to share with you, we have a YouTube page that we actually broadcast this morning to, although it keeps cutting us off. Let's see. Does it say how long it is?
There's like 5 minutes.
Oh, it wants me to connect to the internet. Well, I'm not doing that. Anyway, so that's a work in progress, and I'd like to appreciate Case for your help and support in that. And we'll get it figured out, and then we will we'll be on YouTube, and that'll be a good thing as well. Anyway, thank you very much. We will see you all next time. Enjoy. Thank you all. Thank you.